Hello, everybody. We're here on a Thursday afternoon, ready for your happy hour Pilates. We're going to do a beginner session. We're going to keep it nice and easy, keep things quite slower paced, just so those who haven't maybe done as many of my workouts, this is a good entry point for you, just for you to kind of get up to speed, and then you can maybe start doing some of the other ones. Or this can also be advanced into, I'll show some advancements that people can do if they don't want to do a beginner workout today. So we're gonna keep the equipment light. If you happen to have a pair of light weights, great, grab them, and a ball. If you don't have a ball, substitute a towel. Just kind of fold it up as many times as you can. So once you grab those equipment, those couple of pieces, and again, if you don't have anything, don't worry about it. You can also get enough of a workout with no equipment at all. But we're going to start standing up. I want you to have a look at your feet. Toes and heels should be perfectly in line, like train tracks. Just going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Keep your chin up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more circle here. Then reverse your circles. Aim for 4 and 3. Last 2. And 1. And drop your chin down to your chest, round your spine, and slowly roll yourself down to the mat. Now just check that your feet are still parallel. Toes and heels in a line, and then once you're all the way over the legs, we're just going to slowly nod the head and shake the head side to side. Sway your fingertips left and right to swing your torso, just hanging over those legs. 2, 1, come back to the center, soften your knees, scoop your belly button up and away, and then slowly roll yourself back up to standing. Just re-stacking one vertebra on top of the other, shoulders on top of ribs, head on top of the shoulders. Now breathe in, reach your arms overhead, but button your ribs down towards your hips. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. We're going to come up onto your toes, just finding your balance. Good. Heels nice and high. A little bit of a pull together on those legs. So just slightly pulling your knees or your inner thighs together will help you hold your balance a little bit more easily. And reach your arms out to the side. Drop your heels down to the mat. Again, chin to your chest, rounded spine, rolling all the way down. Now from here, we're going to bend your right knee. Keep the left leg straight. And then switch. Left knee bends, right leg straight. 2 more each side. Right knee bends. And then the left. Now if your hands don't come down to the mat, don't worry about it. Just wherever you can get to. Good. And then we're going to bend both knees. Now I want you to place your hands on the mat and walk your hands forward. Breathing out as you come forward. Good. We're going to lower the knees down to the mat. Try to drop your hips, round out your lower back, and then breathe out. Lift those knees up. Inhale, drop the knees down. Hold, zip the core in tight, and then exhale, lift the knees up. 2 more times. So looking off the end of the mat, keep that head up. Don't let the head hang down like that. Exhale, lift. Last one. Breathing in, dropping the knees down. And breathing out, lift the knees up. And then lift the hips up. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, rounded spine, and slowly come all the way back up to standing. Good. Now reach your hands together behind your back and lift the arms up. Look up to the ceiling and then breathe out, chin to chest. One more time, just dropping the chest forward as the arms drop away from the body. Again, let's nod the head and then let the hands come down to the mat. Bend both knees, hands all the way down, walking forward once again, breathing out as you come forward. And now we're just going to tap the hand to the opposite shoulder, just alternate sides, tapping hand to shoulder. If you need to modify this, you can drop your knees down. Let's sit at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into your low plank or into your high plank. Lift your hips all the way up, press into your heels. And then breathe out, walk your hands back to your feet, bend the knees, and articulate that spine back up all the way until you're standing up. We're going to float the arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, come up onto your toes. Now we're just going to drop the heels down and up for 8. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your ribs towards your hips. Keep the belly up and hold in tight. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the last one up. Stay as high as you can. Now just slightly twist to your left. Keep the hips facing the front. Keep your balance as you inhale back to the front and twist to the right. Come back to the center and then lower your heels. Reach your arms out to the side, drop your chin to your chest. And last time, rolling all the way down. Now you're gonna get your hands close to the mat and then we're gonna bend both knees. Really rest your chest on top of the knees. Come into a very low plank, very low squat. And then straighten your legs out and keep the hands close to the mat. Now breathe in, again, rest your chest on top of the knees into your low squat. And then breathe out. See if you can keep that chest close to your knees as you straighten the legs out. Last time, hips come really low, chest rests on top of the knees, and then straighten everything out. And then soft knees, hands to the mat, walk all the way forward. Now we're going to drop your knees down to the mat. Really press the mat away with your hands. And we're going to lift the knees just an inch or so up off the mat. Really scooping and hollowing the abdominals as you exhale. Inhale, lower the knees down to the mat. 2 more times. Exhale, lift those knees up, hollowing the abdominals, pulling that belly button in. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift up and hold. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to come down to the elbows, step your knees back, and drop your hips all the way down to the mat. Look up to the ceiling with a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, look down to the mat and start peeling your hips up off the mat. Keep your knees down. Now we're going to round out the lower back. Really press the mat away. Again, look off the end of the mat. Don't let your head hang down. You're going to tuck your toes under and then just lift your left knee up, breathing out. Inhale, lower back down. Then lift the right knee up. Inhale, lower. Keep alternating sides. One knee up and down. Other knee comes up and down. So there's always at least one knee on the back. Now, if that's too strong, just hold your low plank. Just hold this position. If you can, keep going with those knees. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Again, drop the hips all the way down. Look to the ceiling. And then lower your chest all the way down to the mat. I'm going to take your arms out wide. And we're going to press into those hands as you lift the chest all the way up. Try to draw the belly button in just to protect your lower back. And then as you exhale, just pull those hands back, reaching the crown of the head. It's almost like somebody's pulling the tips of your ears, lengthening and decompressing your spine as you come all the way down to the mat. Inhale. And then exhale, lift up to the elbows, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abdominals, lift onto those hands, look up to the ceiling. Again, be careful with your lower back. Try not to feel any pain. That's where you need to stop. And then just lengthen and decompress that spine, reaching through the crown of the head, almost dragging your hands back as you take the nose back down to the mat. Okay, now hands under your shoulders. We're going to sit back onto the heels, just stretching the arms. And then flip over onto your back. I want you to grab either your ball or towel, whatever you have. We're going to lift the knees up to tabletop position. So tabletop is where your knees are right above your hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. So the shins, those lower legs, that's your tabletop. Ribs point towards your hips. And we always have the abdominals pulling in. I'm going to squeeze something between those knees. And we're going to lift the head, lift the shoulders, look towards your thighs and pump the arms. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, breathe out. In through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. So it's a slow breath for 4 beats of the arms. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. Now if you feel any strain through your neck, you can either take one hand behind the head or you can just drop the head down to the mat. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. We're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Take the head down. Grab your ball, towel, whatever you're using. Pull your knees in and rock side to side. Good. Now we're going to place that towel, ball, whatever you're using, between your ankles. Hands come behind your head. Breathe out, lift the shoulders, stretch your legs long. A little bit of a squeeze on the ball between the ankles. Inhale, shoulders back, bend the knees. Exhale, peel the shoulders up, stretch the legs. Inhale, lower. Let's aim for 2 more. So getting the shoulders high, stretching the legs long. Now, if that feels too strong, Keep your head down on the mat. Just try to do the legs. Last one. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend. Now ball, towel, whatever, goes to the side. Knees into the chest. And again, rock left and right. Knees come up to the middle, hands off the edge of the mat. Really glue your shoulders down, and we're going to drop the knees to the right as you look over your left shoulder. Now breathe out, pull the knees back to the midpoint, chin comes back up, so it's head pointing to the ceiling, and drop the knees to the left as you turn the head to the right. Again, we inhale as we lower, exhale, everything pulling in as you draw those knees back to the center. So we inhale, use gravity to help you twist the spine, let that hip come up off mat, keep the shoulder down, but breathe out. Twist soft tissues pulling in, those muscles pulling in to help you lift those knees back to the center. Try to keep a little bit of space under your lower back, so try not to jam that lower back down into the mat. Again, inhale, let gravity take hold, try to keep the knees together, look the opposite direction from the knees, and then exhale. Imagine a belt just tightening around your middle as you lift the knees back to the midline. Now we're going to hold here, pull your right knee into your chest, stretch your left leg out long. If you can want to advance this, we curl the head and shoulders up, nose pointing to the knee. Switch the legs. So this is your level 2. This is your level 1. Stay there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pull both knees into your chest. We're going to breathe out. Both arms and legs reach. And tuck. Again, this is your level 1. Head stays down on the mat. Level 2, we peel the head and shoulders up off the mat into flexion, chin into your chest. Stay there for 6 and 5. Last 4, looking in towards the belly button. Draw the belly button down. 3. Last 2 and 1. Take the shoulders back, hug the knees in, and add a little rock side to side. Now we're going to lift those toes up to the ceiling and move your ankles around. Just circle your feet both ways. Take your hands behind your head and we're going to try to lift your shoulders up. Drop one leg all the way to the floor. The other leg comes halfway down. We're going to do some circles, looking at the pelvis, looking at your hips. Try to keep the hips perfectly still as you circle that right leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. See how straight you can get that leg. Add a little rotation, a little turn out. Reverse your circles. 8, 7. Again, modification. You can drop this head down to the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you want to advance this, we just hover your lower leg for 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take everything back. Shoulders down, knees in. Big breath. And then we start for the other side. So toes up to the ceiling again, hands behind your head and shoulders up off the mat. If you're doing our level 2 or level 1, we keep the head down. Change the leg so the right leg comes down, left leg goes out to a 45-degree angle. Small circles, 8, 7. So the circle is no bigger than a small, well, let's say a large coffee cup. So that, imagine that toe just along the rim of that cup. Stay there for 3, 2, and 1. If you can, get the shoulders a little higher, elbows wider, reverse your circle, 8 the other way. Then looking at the hips, the key is to have stability through your pelvis, through the lower part of the rib cage. No movement through your shoulders or your head. Last 2 and 1. Now, if you want the extra challenge, we're going to hover your right leg up. Just stay there for 4. Take the shoulders back, pull your knees in, and circle the knees around. Excellent. Okay, now knees are back up in our tabletop position, but this time we're going to lift the hands up as well. We're going to sink your ribs towards your hips, so we're just not flaring the ribs. Draw the belly button in and add a little pelvic floor lift. So I want you to imagine your sit bones at the base of the pelvis pulling together, lifting the back passage, a big, like I said, pelvic floor, really just lifting up from underneath. And we're going to extend the right arm and your left leg. Breathe in, come back to the starting point, then left arm, right leg. Inhale back to where we started. 2 more times each way. So we get that arm right behind you. Touch the thumb down to your floor. Keep the lowest back rib down on the mat. But again, keep that neutral spine. Little bit of space. Like you have a little space. Just say like a little tomato or something under the small of your back. Last one. ripe strawberry, that works as well. Try not to squish it. Come back to our starting point. Now we're just going to tap your right toe down to the mat. Exhale, lift that right knee up. Left toe comes down to the mat and lift. Tap right toe. Again, maintain that neutral spine, that nice natural curve in your lower back. Now we're going to try to speed this up. We're going to take the right knee in, left toe down, and switch. Stay there. 8, 7, drawing the belly button in, lifting the pelvic floor, so really lifting up from underneath. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just pull your knees into the chest. Now we're imprinting that lower back and adding a little movement side to side. Okay. Now feet come down to the mat and we're going to grab that ball or the towel. I'm going to use the towel this time just to demonstrate. We're going to place the towel between your knees. I want you to give it a good squeeze and press your lower back down into the mat. Hands along your sides. We're scooping and hollowing the abdominals. Then breathe out. Lift the hips up. Again, squeeze that towel. Walk your hands a little closer to your feet. And then inhale, drop the hips down. Exhale, lift. And lower. And lift. Stay there for 6. Lift. So as you're lifting, I want you to narrow the waist. Imagine a tape measure around right high on your waist. Try to shrink that down. Take an inch off of your waist with each lift. Also squeeze the glutes and squeeze the inner thighs, squeezing that towel ball, whatever you're using between the knees. If you don't have anything, just have your feet together and your knees together and just squeeze the legs together without holding on to anything. Last 2. And down, lift and hold the last one up. Now hips are nice and high. Try to tilt the pelvis a little bit, just pulling that tailbone up towards the hips. We're going to lift your right hip up and then your left hip up. So we're just tilting the pelvis right to left. So the pelvis is a bit like a rocking ship. Imagine the hip bone kind of reach up to that ceiling. Reach, switching sides. Stay at 8 and 7. So you're kind of firing, alternating glutes. So we just squeeze the right butt cheek, then your left. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just center everything. Squeeze the bum on both sides. Inhale. Reach the arms all the way behind you. And exhale, roll your spine all the way down. 1 vertebra at a time. Then breathe in, take the hands back to your sides. And we're going to come up onto tiptoes now. So heels nice and high. I'm going to press that lower back down into the mat. Squeeze that ball, towel, whatever you're using between the knees. Peel the spine up. Imagine that spine like heavy Velcro, just peeling little by little all the way up off the mat. Slow exhale. Walk your hands a little closer towards your feet. And then again, breathe in, drop the hips, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the ball between the knees. Exhale, lift, narrow the waist. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2. Let's hold that last one up. Again, we're going to add that pivot. Right hip up, left hip up, squeeze the right side, and then left. Stay there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then both hips are level. Lift a little higher. Breathe in, reach the arms all the way behind you. Back to the hands, stretching to that wall behind as you drop your rib cage down first, middle back second. Now we imagine a bicycle chain, 1 link at a time, dropping slowly, slowly down into that mat. Drop your heels, take your hands back to your sides. Now we're going to peel the head and the shoulders up off the mat. Try to tap the outside of your ankle with those hands. Tapping right to left. Stay there. 8, 7. Just pivoting side to side. 5. Squeeze that towel ball, whatever you're using between the knees. Last 2 and 1. Take the shoulders all the way back down. Just a little movement with your head side to side. I'm going to take that ball, towel, whatever you're using away, and we're going to lift that right toe up to the ceiling. I want you to hold the back of the leg, pull the leg in just to stretch the hamstring a little bit, and then we're just going to point the toe to the ceiling and just small circles, 8 small circles. Keep your hands resting across your abdominals and try to keep everything perfectly still. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reverse the circles. If you can't get that leg straight, if you like that's as straight as you're going to go, just circle that knee. Just keep the knee above the hip. Stay there. 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now hands along your side. We're going to try to lift your hips up. Reach that toe up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower back down. 4 more. Lift. and lower. So if you can, just imagine a string pulling that toe straight up to the ceiling if you have that length and flexibility. Again, if you need to bend the knee, that's fine. If you don't have the length through the hamstring to keep the leg straight, just soften the knee. Last one, lift and lower. Now again, try to get that leg as straight as you can. You can use your hands at the back of the leg. Flex your foot, so pull those toes in, really kick that heel away, and then lower the leg down to the mat, touch and lift all the way back up. Inhale, lower, touch and lift. So it's almost like that touch of the mat just gives you the energy to lift all the way back up. Again, let's lay the hands across the abdominals. Try to minimize the movement through the pelvis, through your ribs, through your spine. Keep the core really tight. Last two, touch and lift. One more, lower and lift. And then just bend that knee. Take the right foot to the mat. Left leg comes up, just changing sides now. Hold the back of the leg, give it a little bit of a stretch. And then point the toe up to the ceiling. Try to find this little space under your lower back. If that hamstring's really tight, it's going to be hard to stay in a neutral spine. But just try to be aware of where your back is. Try not to really squish into the mat too much. Small circles, 8, 7. Again, I use my hands across the abdominals to keep everything, just make sure everything stays really still through the pelvis, through the ribs. Feel those abdominals pulling in tight. Last 2 and 1. Reverse your circles. Have a little look at your right knee. Try to dig into that right heel to keep that right leg really still as you circle the left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on the mat. Breathe out. Press into the right heel. Lift the hips up. Inhale, lower, and lift, and lower. So there's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and now we drop the hips down, flex the foot, pull the toes in, try to get that leg as straight as you can. Inhale, lower the leg down, touch the mat, lift. Breathe in, tap up. 4, 3. So really try to lengthen through the heel, keep the shoulders relaxed. Again, trying to maintain that neutral spine. You may want to slide your fingertips under your lower back. Try not to push into those fingers. 2 more, all the way up, all the way down, and last one. Bend the knee, take a big breath in. All right, pull your knees into your chest, draw your chin into your chest so you're in a tight little ball now, and add a little momentum to roll yourself up. Just straighten up the back. Good, now we're gonna come down to your elbows, and I want you to pull your knees into your chest. We're going to extend the right leg long, scoop your belly button in, try to get your lower back close to the floor, and then we're just going to lower that right leg down and up. Breathe in and out. That's 3, and lift, 2, up. 1 more, and lift, switch legs, right knee in, left leg long, scoop and hollow the abdominals, lower the leg down and up. Keeping the right leg still, lower, and lift, really lifting up out of your shoulders, trying to sink down. I don't want the shoulders around the ears. Last 2, and lift, and 1, and lift. Pull the knees into the chest. Now we're going to breathe out, stretch both legs out. Inhale, pulling back in. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. 2 more times. Stretch, and bend. Last 1, stretch. And now I want you to inch yourself all the way down onto your back. Lift those feet up to the ceiling, and we're going to try to circle both legs. We're going to start with small circles. So exhale as you lower the legs away from the body. Inhale as you go around to the top of that circle. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Try to keep the upper body stable. We're going to reverse our circles now. Now if you feel like you have control, see if you can make your circle a little bit bigger. Exhale as you lower. Inhale to lift. Last 3. So the hips are going to roll a little bit, but keep the shoulders still. 2 and 1. Pull your knees into the chest. Add a little rock side to side. Now we're going to stretch your left leg out. Right toe points to the ceiling. And we're going to do bigger circles, but just single leg. For 4, 3. Keep the pelvis still with this one. 2 and 1. Reverse your circles. 4 the other way. 4. Keep the core strong. 3, no movement through the ribs, no movement through the hips, 2. Last one. So this can, they'll get into your hip flexors, that top of the leg. Just hug that right knee in tight just to stretch that out a little bit. And then we're going to switch legs. Right leg down, left leg points up to the ceiling, big circles. 4. Nothing else moves. Isolate the movement to that left leg. Last 2. And 1. All the way around. 4 the other way. 4. And 3. Let's lay the hands across the abdominals. Try to keep everything still. 2. Now again, if you can't get that leg straight, that's okay. You can soften the knee. Last 1. And then just lower the leg all the way down. Reach your arms all the way behind you. Big breath in. Now I'm going to try to roll up. Lift your hands, lift your head. See if you can get past that sticking point. And then stretch over the legs. Breathe in, straighten up the back. Head comes up, breathe out, round the spine. Now if you got caught, if you got stuck that first time, I want you to lift your legs up, hands at the backs of the legs, roll yourself up, slowly, with control, stretch forward, inhale, straighten up the back, and then exhale, round the spine, slowly come down. Inhale. Now again, if you need that help with those legs, just let the legs help you roll up, stretch forward, articulate into a nice straight back, and then roll it all the way down. Now again, we're going to try to keep the legs down so you can roll yourself up without adding those legs, hands, head, spine, peeling up, stretch forward, and this time I'm going to grab your feet, grab your ankles, your knees, wherever you can reach, pull them in, pull your chest down to get that lovely stretch to the backs of your legs. Straighten up the back, and we're going to flip over onto one side. So you're going to bend your knee of your lower leg. Your top leg is straight and your top leg is in line with your hip. Your head, your shoulders, your hip, knee, and ankle are all in one line. So it's as if you have an invisible wall right behind you and everything's kind of pressed up into that wall. Hands to the lower abdominals, just shrink the belly button in and just kick that leg forward and back. Imagine just sliding along a track that's in line with your hip. Stay there 4 more. So exhale, kick, inhale, back. Last one, forward and back. Now we're going to lift up and down. 8, 7, 6. So these are good hip stabilizers. 5, 4, 3. So good for your hip health. 2, and 1. Now we're going to pedal a bicycle with one leg. 4, 3. Keep your upper body still. 2, and 1. We're going to reverse it. Keep that foot back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now I'm going to take the knees together and try to swing your legs out in front of you, both legs. So your body's like a capital L shape. Your back is lined up with the back edge of your mat, and your feet and your hips are perpendicular to your spine. Lift your top leg up, point the toe, little turn out, try to rotate the knee out and circle that leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the leg a little longer, reverse the circles. 4, 3, 2. We're going to go one more set each way, reverse the circles for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just take your feet together, soles of the feet kind of pointing out, so feet flex, and just tap and lift. Lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Doesn't have to go too high, just a little bit higher than hip height. That's 3, 2, and 1. Now sweep the legs back in line with the rest of the body. Take the foot of your top leg into your hand and try to plant that foot in front of you. Now if your hips are really tight, you probably won't be able to get that knee pointing up to the ceiling. You may need to just lay that leg across the front. Doesn't matter exactly if you're on the sole of that foot or if it's on the knee, but we're going to lift the lower leg up and down. Let's aim for 8, 7. I find if I have my hand on that ankle, it just helps me to get my shoulders back and really straighten up the back as I work the inner thigh of the lower leg. 4 more. 3, 2. Hold the last one up, point the toe, small circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stretch both legs out. Drop your head, extend your arm. Take this hand and wrap it around the waist. Little bit of a gap there under that lower part of the waist where we can tuck our fingertips. And now we're going to scissor both legs. 8, 7. So legs stay straight. They go equally forward as back. Now take your hand to your hip. Try to hold that hip still. Aim for 4, 3. So you can take your hand up to the ceiling. Last 2, and 1. Legs come back together. Drop the feet down. Drop that top knee forward. And then circle the back arm all the way around. So that arm is like the hand of a clock, really reaching to the wall behind you. Just push all your equipment, everything out of the way. 2 circles the other way. All the way around, just opening that chest, feeling that shoulder completely mobilized, just working in every direction. Take your knees back together and flip yourself over to the other side. So again, we're going to start with the head propped up, your bottom knee is bent, shoulders back, head, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles all in one line. We're going to kick that leg forward and back. Kick forward and back. For 4 and 3. Last 2. Try to keep the legs straight. Try to keep your back still. Back in line with the hip, back in line with the body. Lift up and down for 8. 7. Keep stretching, reaching through the crown of the head. So we're always lengthening the spine as we work into the strengthening of the legs. Stay there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bicycle. Just pedal forward. 4, 3. Again, stable upper body. And 1 foot in line with the hip. Reverse it. 4 the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Now take the legs back together and kick those feet forward. Shoulders back, so nice straight back. Lift the top foot up, point the toe, add a little turn out and circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse your circles. 4 the other way. 3, 2, and 1. One more time, each direction. 2, 1. Reverse it. 4. You might notice that one side feels a lot harder than the other. That's okay. We just try to balance things out. So feet together now, just a little tap lift for 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't let the foot go much higher than your hip height. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now sweep the legs back in line with the rest of the body. Hand around that ankle. Plant the foot or just let the knee drop forward. We're going to lift the lower leg up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Really try to open your collarbone, open the chest. Hold the last one, point your toes circles. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, up and around, holding the last one. Reverse your direction. Keep your breath flowing. Staying there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now extend the arm, drop your head, stretch that leg out, shoulders back. Let's wrap the hand around your waist. Find that little gap under the lower part of the waist and scissor the legs. 8, 7, 6. Hand out to the hip. Make sure there's no movement through the hip or the pelvis. And then hand to the ceiling. Both legs stay straight. Make this big as you can without losing that stability through the upper body. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs come back together, drop the feet down, slide that top knee forward, arms wide, reaching away from each other, and then circle the back arm all the way around your body, trying to keep it as close to the floor as you can. So really opening up that chest, looking over the shoulder. Good. Reverse your circles to the other way. Okay, we're going to come up to standing now. We're just going to come up to standing by rolling onto your front, coming up to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift your knees up, and just walk your hands back and roll yourself all the way up. Good. Grab your weights, and we're going to do some upper body while we also work on our balance. So it's important to work your balance every day. It's one of those like use it or lose it skills that you take for granted. but does escape you. Now we're gonna just come up onto your right foot, lift your left knee up. So we're just gonna do a series of arm exercises while standing on one foot. Small circles back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse your circles. 8 the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're not done yet. We're gonna lift the arms up and down. Now, if you don't have any weights, just do the movements with the arms without any weight. Just really squeeze those muscles. Imagine you're pushing the air, pushing it together, pushing it down. Aim for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Coming all the way down, letting that left foot drop down. Transfer the weight to your left foot. Lift your right knee up, zip the core in tight, and lift the arms in front of you, up. This time coming all the way down to the hips. Lift all the way up and lower. And staying balanced on that left leg, up and down. Stay there for 4. If you lose your balance, don't worry about it. Just kind of jump back in. 2 more, up and down. Last one, up and hold. Now pull your elbows behind the ribs and then back up to the ceiling into a W shape and up. Stay there for 6, 5. Exhale as you lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now drop that foot down. You may need to shake out the left leg, shake out both legs to circle those ankles. Good. I do find that if you're on a thicker mat or on carpet, it's a lot harder to balance. If you struggle with the balance, that might be part of the issue. It's really good just to spread those toes. Now, both feet are going to stay on the mat with this one. We're going to bend your knees. I'm going to turn so you can see what's happening. Knees bent, hips back, ears, shoulders, and hips in a line, kind of angled slightly forward, about a 45-degree angle, and then lift the arms out to your side. Exhale, inhale down. Exhale, lift. And lower. So what I often see with this one, with working in groups, is people kind of take the hands behind their shoulders. They're almost pulling them to the back wall. That's a little bit easier. I want you to reach them out slightly out to the front wall, a little bit into a wide V. Now I want you to use your legs as well as your arms and zip your core in two. So knees are squeezing together, no daylight between those legs. We're squeezing the glutes a little bit, zipping the belly button in tight. Last 4. And 3, keep your neck relaxed. Try to hold your tension through your abdominals. Hold the next one up. Circle back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Reverse the circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the arms down. Stand. Roll your shoulders back. Roll them forward. Step your feet slightly apart, just so they're hip width apart. Lift your hands up, and we're going to do, imagine we're treading water, just circling those elbows. Keep the elbows in line with your shoulders, hands in line with the shoulders. Stay there for 5, 4, 3. Keep the core strong, keep the movement minimized through your body. Only the arms are moving. Reverse your circles. 8 the other way. 8, 7, make it as big as you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take the arms down, and we're going to come all the way down to the mat. So bend the knees, keeping the weights in your hands for the moment, and come all the way down onto your front. Now reach your hands down along your sides. Take a big breath in, draw the belly button in as you exhale, and try to lift the arms, pull your shoulder blades together behind your back, and then inhale, tap those weights down to the floor. Exhale, lift. And lower. 2 more, up and down. Last one, lift and lower. Now I'm going to drop the weights. And I want you to reach your arms out to the side. Just lift here, up and down. So your arms are like a T. Lift, pull your shoulder blades together and lower. 4 more. Now if you want to make this more advanced, obviously add the extra weight. Last 2. And 1. Now stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Draw the belly button up away from the mat and really reach to the crown of the head as you lift the chest and lower. Lift and lower. If you want to dial this back, keep your hands on the mat, just lift the chest. Whichever one you're doing, aim for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now relax your upper body. Have your knees out at the edge of the mat and heels together. Shoulders down away from the ears. Tilt the pelvis slightly so that tailbone is reaching towards your feet, and try to lift your knees up off the mat. They may come only a millimeter up, but we're still activating the right muscles as long as we're trying to lift them. Squeeze those heels tight. Get those knees up. Hold there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, drop them back down. Exhale, lift up, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, down. Keep your upper body relaxed, maybe just resting your chin on your hands. Again, lift up, hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Last one, knees up off the mat, heels squeezing together. Hold there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stretch your legs out. So the toes should be pointing to the corners of your mat. Extend your arms out so the arms are reaching to the corners of the mat. We're going to lift the right arm and your left leg. Really lengthen through the fingers, through the toes. Inhale, lower down. Now left arm, right leg, lift, chest comes up and lower. Alternate sides, right and left and right. Good, stay there for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Hands come under the shoulders, come up to all fours. Knees right under those hips, hands right under the shoulders. Shoulder blades down the back, really press the mat away, scoop the core in tight, but don't round the spine. We're keeping the back nice and straight. We're just gonna slide the right arm and the left leg out and down. Switch sides, left arm, right leg. So imagine you have a cup of tea just resting on your back. There's no movement through the spine as you reach the opposite arm and leg. Alternating sides, reach and tap. Transferring the weight from one side to the other without any movement. Good. 2 more. Exhale, inhale. Last one. Out and back. Now we're going to move that spine. We're going to drop your chin, tuck your tailbone around the spine, breathing out with all 4 limbs on the mat. Inhale, reverse it. Lift the head, lift the tailbone, arch the back. Now don't force it into that lower back too much. You're going to just keep it nice and easy. Breathing out. Again, chin to chest, round out the lower back. Inhale, find that mobility through the spine as you lift your head, lift your tailbone. Now we're going to add a little bit of balance to this. We're going to lift the right arm and left leg. Breathe out. Pull your elbow in. Pull the knee in. Imagine you're trying to touch your forehead, that knee to your forehead. Breathe in. Stretch the arm and leg out. Just straighten the back 2 more times. Knee to your forehead, rounding the spine. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Last one. Tuck, knee to forehead. Scoop the belly button in. Inhale, reach. And then hands and knee come down. I'm going to do 3 on the other side, left arm, right leg, and again, round the spine, pull that knee in, drop the chin, inhale, lift the head, lift the leg, lift the arm, exhale, tuck, inhale, reach, last one, tuck, and reach, and then back to all fours. Now we're going to get a nice twist through the spine. I'm going to take your left arm through the body, tuck it all the way through, reaching across, lift your right arm up to the ceiling, breathe in, stretch both arms a little longer, and then as you breathe out, drop that top hand down, bottom hand, left hand comes back through the body, and then we reverse the twist of the spine. We look up to the ceiling. Try to imagine somebody's pulling that hand back, so the back of the hand's reaching to the wall behind. And come back to all fours, other side, right arm threads through the body, slide it all the way across, head and shoulder down, try to press into the back of the arm, left arm up to the ceiling, big breath in. As you breathe out, drop that left hand down, take the right hand back through, fingertips up to the ceiling again, pulling that hand back to the wall behind you, and then back to the floor. We're going to come to sitting now. Stretch your legs out into a wide V. Just kind of jiggle your legs a little bit. Try to get the legs as straight as you can. And just give me a couple big circles. Let's reverse it. 2 circles the other way. Circle. Take the legs together, and I want you to grab the ankle. I'm going to actually turn side on so you can see what's happening here. Grab your right ankle, pull that foot back, pull the right hip back, press your left heel forward, left leg forward. So your legs are like train tracks, the left slightly in front of the right, and just pull that ankle back as you fold forward. You're going to get a sciatic. We're aiming to get a sciatic nerve stretch in the back of that right leg. So again, that right heel is back. Really push the left heel forward. Right hip is back, left hip is forward, back of the knee is down, and we're just folding over. If you can reach to your toes, pull your toes in as well. Now I'm going to change sides, right heel forward, left leg back, right hip forward, left hip back. Grab that left ankle, pull that left leg back as you press the right heel forward. If you can get to the toes, again, pull the toes in. And just feel that nerve stretch in the back of that leg, that sciatic nerve. So just going to stretch those out, move them around. Now, both legs together, so heels together, everything's nice and even. And just so you can get to your ankles, try to get the backs of your knees down, try to point your toes up to the ceiling. You can touch your toes, great. If you can fold over your toes, even better. And then straighten up your back. I'm going to flip onto your back. Get a weight behind me. Pop it out of the way. Okay, ankle over the knee, hands through the legs, open your shoulders out. Tilt the pelvis forward so we have a little space under your lower back if you can get there. Big breath in, and as you breathe out, just pull in a little closer. Maybe take this hand to the knee and just press that right knee out as you pull the left knee in. So just opening out your hips. However, for me to get the stretch, I really need to kind of exaggerate it, taking one knee away, pulling the other leg in, maybe even coming to the top of that left knee with both hands. Switch sides, but for you, it might just be enough just to hold this and keep your head and shoulders down. So whatever makes you feel like you're stretching effectively. Another big breath in, breathing always helps. Exhale, just let any discomfort go so you can go a little deeper. Maybe pushing that left knee away as you pull the right knee in, or getting both hands up around the right knee as you pull it into the chest. All right, both feet come down to the mat. Let's roll all the way over onto your knees. We're going to tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, finishing with a downward dog. So I want you to try to dig your heels down into the mat, stretch into the backs of the legs, try to puff that chest forward a little bit, press it through the arms. If you have a very slippy mat, you may want to grab the edges of your mat to give yourself a little bit more traction. And then just walk your hands back to your feet with your legs straight. Hang over your legs, nodding the head yes. Shake the head no. Soften your knees, scoop and gather the belly button in and slowly start lifting that spine up. Just articulating, restacking one vertebra on top of the other. Shoulders on top of ribs, head on top of shoulders. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, drop the ribs towards your hips and lift those heels up off the mat, holding your balance. Try to draw your heels closer together. Find that connection between your inner thighs. And then reach the arms out to the side. Drop your heels and reach the hands behind your back. Give everything a little bit of a shake. And then give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. We're back again tomorrow. Just one session tomorrow at 1 p.m. British Summer Time in London. I think that's 9 a.m. on the East Coast, 8 a.m. It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast of the U.S. if anyone over there is watching as well. Hope you enjoyed us, and please check out the YouTube channel to subscribe, and then you can see all of the classes. Thank you.
Cool.